Hello, each and everyone, and good day. We are from Group 5, and this is Engineering Management, where we're going to report Module 8 entitled Motivating. So, by the end of this module, you are expected to: first, define what motivation is. Second, identify the factors contributing to motivation. Third, identify the different theories of motivation. And lastly, apply the different techniques of motivation.
Good day everyone. My topic is all about motivation. So, what is motivation? So, a motivation is an external and internal factors that stimulate desire and energy in people to be continually interested and committed to the particular object. Motivation also is the internal or external drive that compels a person to take action toward a goal. So, it is what gives people the energy, direction, and persistence to achieve their objective. For example is, di ba kita is ganahan jud tang ma-engineer no. So kita mo take tag action like study hard para makuha to nato nga goal na ma-engineer. So for example ngani is, another example ngani is kanang atong family. So atong i-motivate atong self nga magtaron tag eskwela tungod nila kay sila nagpa-eskwela nato. So mao ra to. Types of motivation. First, positive and negative motivation. Second, extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. So, what is positive motivation? So, a positive motivation is this type of motivation encourages employees through rewards, recognition, and opportunities for growth. Like, employees feel valued and inspired to do their best. For example nga ni is, kanang ag employee, ijang ihatag ijang best para ma-promote siya sa company nga ijang gitrabahoan. So, kung maingon tag negative motivation, kabaliktaran ni siya sa positive motivation. So, kung maingon tag negative motivation, this type of motivation is based on fear, pressure, or avoiding negative consequences like employees work hard to avoid penalties or criticism. So, example nga ni is kuan, di ba sa positive motivation is ijang ihatag ijang best para ma-promote siya sa ijang company. So ag sa negative motivation ijang ihatag ijang best para dili siya ma-judge sa ijang katrabaho o dili siya makasab-an sa ijang boss. Next is intrinsic motivation. So intrinsic motivation comes from within and is driven by personal satisfaction, passion, or curiosity. For example, nga ni is kanang kita ganahan tang nag-engineer ta kay tungod ganahan ta og math. Next is extrinsic motivation. And extrinsic motivation comes from external rewards or pressures such as money, recognition, or avoiding punishment. For example is working hard to earn a promotion. Factors contributing to motivation. First, salary. Second is non-monetary incentives. Third, relationship with colleagues. Fourth, company's culture. Fifth, personal life. And last, performing meaningful work. Next is theories of motivation. So, agaho nga ni is kanirang Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory proposed by Abraham Maslow in 1943. It describes human motivation as a series of hierarchical levels, where lower needs must generally be satisfied before higher needs can be pursued. The hierarchy is typically represented as a pyramid with 5 levels. First is physiological needs. So may tag physiological needs is, these needs are basic to human life and hence include food, clothing, shelter, air, water, and necessities of life. These needs relates to the survival and maintenance of human life. Next is safety needs. So safety needs, these needs find expression in such desires as economic security and protection from physical dangers. Next is social needs. It is this socializing and belongingness why individuals prefer to work in groups and especially older people go to work. Next is esteem needs. These needs refers to self-esteem and self-respect. They include such needs which indicate self-confidence, achievement, competence, knowledge, and independence. Last is self-actualization needs. Need for self-actualization, this refers to fulfillment.
Herzberg two-factor theory states that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction stem from different factors. Hygiene factors prevent dissatisfaction, while motivators lead to satisfaction and motivation. Hygiene factors, these are factors related to work environment, such as company policies and administrations, supervision, interpersonal relationships, working conditions, safety, status, and security. While their absence can cause dissatisfaction, their presence alone doesn't guarantee satisfaction or motivations. On the other hand, motivator factors are intrinsic factors related to work itself, such as achievement, recognition, responsibility, advancement, and opportunities for growth. They are the factors that lead to increased job satisfaction and motivation. Now, let's move to another theory by Douglas MacGregor. We have Theory X and Theory Y, which are contrasting management theories. To put it into simple words, with Theory X, assuming employees are inherently lazy and required strict supervision, while Theory Y assumes employees are self-motivated and capable of taking responsibility. Theory X is based on the following assumption. First, people are by nature indolent, that is, they like to work as little as possible. Second, people lack ambition, dislike responsibility, and prefer to be directed by others. Third, people are inherently self-centered and indifferent to organizational needs and goals. Lastly, people are generally gullible and not very sharp and bright. On the contrary, Theory Y assumes that people are not by nature passive or resistant to organizational goals. Second, they want to assume responsibility. Third, they want their organization to succeed. Fourth, people are capable of directing their own behavior. And lastly, they have need for achievement.
Hi everyone, my name is Mikaela and I will be discussing about Yerwick's Theory Z and McClelland's Need Achievement Theory. So, Yerwick's Theory Z has two propositions. First is, each individual should know the organizational goals precisely and the amount of contribution through his efforts towards these goals. So, example nga ni kay Dibali sa basketball, check inyong goal as a team kay madaog, ay inyong goal as a team kay madaog. Unja, dapat before ninyo ma-achieve inyong goal, dapat as a player makahibaw mo kung sa inyong mga specific roles or unsay inyong amount of contribution ng inyong mga hatag para ma-achieve ang inyong mga goals. So, sa ingani na way kay motivate man ka as individual nga imo jung mo hatag jug better performance para ma-achieve ninyo yung goals. Next is, each individual should also know that the relation of organizational goals is going to satisfy his or her needs positively. So, example nga ni kay bale sa inyo sa company, moingon ninyo mga bosses nga if ma-hit if ma-achieve ni nato, if example ba maghimo di bali magbayon di ba moingon ninyo mga bosses na kanang if mahuman ni nato before target time mong increasean og salary nas jay mga nga promise. So ikaw as a worker mas ganahan ka mo do sa imong work ug mo kanang perform well kay baw man ka nga og mahuman ninyo ma-achieve na ninyo inyong overall success namjo kay benefit hatagan mo kag katong inyong gi-promise na di bali hatagan kag salary increase or i-promote ka or mga better opportunities. So ingana ang kang Yerwick's theory na sa ka proposition. Kang McClelland's need achievement theory, ingon si Janas na need kuno kag tulo ka needs para ma-motivate nimo ang tao effectively according sa iyang theory. Ang tulo ka need is need for achievement, need for power, ug need for affiliation. So sa need for achievement, ingon si Jadere nga, this is the drive to excel, to achieve in relation to a set of standard, and to strive to succeed. In other words, need for achievement is a behavior directed toward competition with a standard of excellence. So kani nag-focus siya more on sa kanang individual kay mag-set kag standard sa imong self para mo kay og mag-set na kag standard sa imong self kay ma-motivate man ka nga to do well kay naman kay goal sa imong self. So most kuno nga mga tao nga high og need for achievement kay most kuno nga mga tao nga high og need for achievement mas ganahan sila work nga difficult na mas ma-challenge sila nga mo excel kay ganahan sila og ma-recognize ang ilang mga achievements. And then next is need for power. The need for power is concerned with making an impact on others. The desire to influence others o the urge to change the people and the desire to make a difference in life. So kanina mga tao kay mas mo do well sila sa ilang job kay bawo man sila nga maka-influence sila sa tao, maka-influence sila sa others o ganahan sila i-change ang different ways para mas mo-better ang work. Unja, next is need for affiliation. The need for affiliation is defined as a desire to establish or maintain friendly and warm relation with others. The need for affiliation in many ways is similar to Maslow's social needs. So, kay sa gidiscuss ganina sa akong ubang groupmates, ang Maslow needs kay more nag-focus siya more on social connection, mag-build og relationship sa imong mga coworkers. So kanina mga tao, ang mga tao nga high og need for affiliation, mas ganahan sila mga work nga kanang more on team players, kanang more on kanang collaboration, mas ma-motivate sila og ingan na nga way ang ilang i-achieve, ingan na nga way ang ilang buhaton. So sa kuan gyapon ni murag sa differences sa katong mga theories. So dere na si Maslow, Herzberg, McClelland. So gi-discuss naman ning Maslow og Herzberg og McClelland kanina. So how na lang si Jang ikuan kung silang mga differences. Sa kang Maslow na si higher order needs. Morning katong gingon nga self actualization, esteem, socialization. Ang lower order needs sa Maslow theory kay safety and security o physiology. Kang Herzberg kay na si motivational factors, meaning the work itself kay na responsibility, katong advancement, growth, achievement o recognition. Diyan na po si hygiene factors, katong quality of interpersonal relationship, job security, working condition o salary. Unja sa McClelland, para ma-motivate na rajay tulo katong need for achievement, need for power o affiliation. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I'm Pearl Marie Horta and I'm here to report the Argyris and Bloom's expectancy theory. So let's start with Argyris theory. Argyris state that such situation will satisfy not only their physiological and safety needs, but also will motivate them to make ready to make more use of their physiological and safety needs, but also will motivate them to make ready to make more use of their potential in accomplishing organizational goals. So Chris Argyris' theory often called the immaturity maturity theory or theory of action, explores the relationship between an individual's personality development and organizational structure. The core idea is that individuals progress along a continuum from immaturity to maturity, and organizational practices can either support or hinder this development. Also, Arguri's work highlights the concept of double loop learning, where organizations can learn not only from the mistakes but also by questioning and changing their underlying assumption. So, Argery suggested that employees' apathy arises when their managers treat them like a children. So, what's apathy? Apathy means state characterized by lack of interest. So, Argery suggested that employees lack of interest arises when their manager treat their workers or their lower ranks as a children. So, if doing so, because of this organizational constraints or policies, then the tension between organizations and individual, which can be toxic from productivity and motivation. So he agrees believe that managers who treat their employees as responsible adults and provide opportunities for growth and participation are more likely to achieve higher productivity and job satisfaction. So that's how Argyris theory works. So now let's proceed to Vroom's expectancy theory. So it is a cognitive process theory of motivation. The theory is founded on the basic notions that people will be motivated to exert a higher level of effort when they believe that the relationship between the effort they put forth, the performance they achieve, and the outcomes or reward they receive. So, Bloom's expectancy theory proposes that motivation is driven by an individual's perception of the relationship between effort, performance, and the resulting rewards. So it suggests that individuals will be more motivated if they believe their effort will lead to good performance. Vroom's expectancy theories has a K constructs in the expectancy theory of motivations. So there are three. First, we have valence. Valence, according to Vroom, means the value or strength one places on a particular outcome or reward. So this refers to the value of an individual places on a reward. It's how the individual desires the reward. So kini mo kagustuhan for the individual to get the reward. Second, we have expectancy. So it relates efforts to performance. This refers to the belief that increased efforts will lead to increased performance. It's the individual's confidence that their action will yield to desired result. So this key constructs is, the increase of effort, the more you effort, the more your performance will be increased. And the confidence of the individual in this will be yield its desired to the action or the result. Third, we have the instrumentality. So by instrumentality, Vroom means the belief that performance is related to rewards. So this refers to the perceived relationship between performance and rewards received. So it's the belief that good performance will lead to a specific outcome, such as a promotion or a raise. So instrumentality refers to the relationship between the performance and the reward you received. So when you have a good performance, that means that you will have a promotion or a raise in your work. So thus, Vroom's motivation can also be expressed in the form of an equation as follows. Motivation equals valence times expectancy times instrumentality. So that's equals to motivation. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
So, hello everyone, I am Jared Arwalo, and for this part, we will gonna talk about Porter-Lawler's expectancy theory. So, in fact, Porter and Lawler's theory is an improvement over Bloom's expectancy theory. So, Bloom's expectancy theory was discussed by the previous reporter, and Porter Lawler's expectancy theory was an improvised Bloom's expectancy theory. So, ang Bloom is motivation, effort, then performance, then reward. Then Porter and Lawler's dig deeper to show that reality is more complex. So, wala nila gi-reject ang ideas ni Bloom, but gidagdagan nila to make it more realistic. The model suggested, I mean, they posit that motivation does not equal satisfaction or performance. So, ang assumption sa usa ka tao is, if they feel motivated or they will exert more effort, then they'll perform well and feel satisfied. But that's not always the case to Porter and Lawlers, because na ibang tao nga mo exert og effort or mo motivated sa trabaho but they lack of skills or they don't understand their roles, and unfair ang reward system. The model suggested by them encounters some of the simplistic traditional assumptions made about the positive relationship between satisfaction and performance. So, ang assumption dito sa ubang tao is like, if they are satisfied, then they will perform well, or if they are performing well, then they will feel satisfied. But that's not always the case, okay? It really depends on how fair and valuable the award is. Like, fair ba siya pagkuha nimo, or valuable ba siya, or well ang reward, or ganahan jud ka ato nga reward. They propose a multivariate model to explain the complex relationship that exists between satisfaction and performance. The main point in Porter and Lawler's model is that effort or motivation does not lead directly to performance. So, if someone is motivated and they exert a lot of effort, doesn't mean that they are performing well. Like, motivation is not enough. It is intact, mediated by abilities and traits and by role perceptions. So, mediated means influence. So, performance is influenced by skills, roles, understanding of roles sa imong company, and effort. Ultimately, performance leads to satisfaction. Satisfaction doesn't just come from trying hard, but from the reward you get, like fair and valuable reward. So this means that motivation and effort is just the beginning, and the next thing depends on your abilities or skills, understanding of role, performance, and expected rewards. If these four lines up, then mo pa ka makapil og satisfaction, or otherwise, unfortunately, is the opposite, dissatisfaction. So there are three main elements in this model: effort, performance, and satisfaction. So first, we'll talk about effort. Effort refers to the amount of energy an employee exerts in a given task. So, effort is most dyan say willing ihatag nga energy or drive sa usa ka employee sa usa ka task. How much effort an employee will put in a task is determined by two factors: value of reward and perception of effort-reward probability. So, value of reward, once dyan ang worth it ba tagaan og effort ang usa ka reward, or like need ba exertan og effort ni. And perception of effort-reward probability is like, do they think or do they believe na trying harder will get them the reward? Kaya na may ubang company nga na favoritism, and bisag unsaon din mo try og harder, then you will still not get the reward. So we will talk about performance. One's effort leads to his or her performance. Both may be equal or may not be. However, the amount of performance is determined by the amount of labor and the ability and role perception of the employee. Thus, if an employee possesses less ability and or makes wrong role perception, his or her performance may be low in spite of his putting in great effort. So, performance naman dito sila maka-apekto sa resulta, and effort will only have good performance if nasa dyan skills or abilities or capable sila sa role niya sa company. So if bisag unsang pa na dyan try og working hard or exert og effort, if wala sa dyan skills, training, capacity, or like wala sila kibaw sa clear ni nga role sa company, then ang inyong performance will be low. So, satisfaction. Performance leads to satisfaction. The level of satisfaction depends upon the amount of rewards once achieved. If the amount of actual rewards meets or exceeds perceived equitable rewards, the employee will feel satisfied. On the contrary, if actual reward falls short of perceived ones, he or she will be dissatisfied. So, satisfaction comes after performance, and satisfaction ma-feel rin mo if ang reward is valuable and fair and mo expect. So, di ba, performance, rewards, comparison of rewards sa imong expect, then satisfaction. If pag-compare nimo is sa reward is wala jud sa imong expect, then you will feel dissatisfied. Like example, imagine na-assign ka sa usa ka dako ka project, and then nag-expect ka nga ma-promote ka after ato, but after jud ato wala jud ka na-promote, then you will feel dissatisfied. So we're gonna talk about different motivation techniques nga aron ma-motivate ang imong employee or ikaw mismo. And first is motivation through job design. So ang job design man sadya ang sa imong mga pakulo sa imong company para ma-motivate ang imong employees. Kay diba, most of the times is ang mga pa-motivate jud is pagtaas og sweldo or mga Christmas bonus or mga other bonuses. So, motivation through job design includes job enlargement. Job enlargement mo siya ang pandagdag og buhaton, pero same ra og responsibility sa iya yung actual nga buhaton. Job enrichment is dagdag gyud just buhaton pero more responsibility na, unlike sa job enlargement nga same responsibility paghihapon. So ang purpose ani nila is to make them feel included sa company and to avoid boredom. Job rotation. So job rotation, from the word is rotation, meaning mag-rotate siya. So magpuli-puli mo og mga buhaton with different departments or different employees para mas ma-engage mo and mas ma-improve ang inyong skills. And job simplification. So breaking down jobs into simpler tasks para mas mapadali and less ang stress and kakapon. So another motivation technique is motivation through reward. So reward mo din itong madawat after to buhaton ng usa ka butang, like deserve, you know. So reward method po din siya after sa performance, and kita ma-motivate and ganado jud ta mo buhat sa usa ka butang if hibaw ta nga na ay reward. So two types of rewards is intrinsic and extrinsic. So intrinsic in meaning nasa sud, di siya makita, ma-feel ra siya sa usa ka tawo, like kuan ma-proud siya after niya mabuhat ang usa ka trabaho, or like ma-enjoy niya ang sense of growing and learning, or like love jud niya mismo ang iyang trabaho. And intrinsic is like powerful din siya kay sa atong panahon karon, di ba, more on kuan jud sa mental health. So most of us kay mag-enjoy jud siya or mas ma-motivate mo trabaho if ang environment mismo is healthy and dili maka apekto sa atong mental health. And extrinsic meaning gawas, external, like tangible, makita siya, like bonuses, promotions, or recognition from the higher ups or higher positions sa company. So another motivation technique is motivation through employees participation. So kani gi-encourage ni siya nga ang usa ka employee mo participate, meaning apil siya sa decision making, sa planning, ug sa uban pang buhaton sa company, like ma-hear jud ang voice, like mabilong jud siya. So if ang usa ka employee ma-involve or mahibaw-an nga uy nadungog kay ang akong suggestion, they will feel more engaged, committed, and motivated to do more in their job. So ang kani makabuild na siya og trust, and teamwork sa company. Another motivation technique is the quality of work-life program. So, meaning ano is, hindi lang dyan nakafocus sa work but also included ang personal life sa usa ka employee. So, an example of this is flexible work schedules like na sila control sa ilang time like same sa gawas okay like bisag unsa sila oras mo sud sa trabaho as long as they complete 8 hours a day and ang kani kuan makatabang din siya nga makalesen sa stress o makabalance sa life personal life o iyang work life. So another example of quality of work-life program is the family support services. So kani siya is pagtabang ni siya sa usa ka employee nga makamanage sa iyang family responsibilities while working. So this is effective because mas ma-motivate, mas maka-focus ang employee sa iyang work if he or she knows nga ang organization or ang company is supporting his or her family and mas ma-feel niya nga na ay pag-care or na ay pag-care ang organization sa employees.
And that ends here. Thank you for listening and God bless.